No, it's,
When you look at all this stuff now, everything is disposable.
Yes.
And they had to clean all this stuff.
They did. I know one of the nurses, well, she was in years. She was a young girl at the time, but now she's in her 80s, and she said that was her job. She came at 6 in the morning, clean the bedpans, and go off to school.
Right, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Something. Wow.
what a way to start your morning.
Yes.
Well, I would love to know your YouTube channel.
Okay. It is Trains by Ben, all one word.
Trains by Ben.
All one word.
Okay.
No spaces.
Okay. So did you already go to the training depot?
Mhm. Yeah, we got a pretty neat museum. We've been trying to get here for about 3 different hurricanes.
So if you do a $20 donation, you get.
You can get either the tumbler, which looks like this, which is a case,
Or you can do this.
I was telling the lady at front that we had been trying to get to this museum and the Railroad Museum for the last 3 hurricanes, and that's no joke. That's actually how it was. This is a self-guided tour, so you're at your leisure to see and read and just look at everything that you want to look at and take all the time you want to take. This was an operating hospital from 1936 to 1958, and there was a new hospital built, and so they moved over to the new place, and a lot of the stuff here was just left behind. It's very interesting, some of the instruments that they had in here. There's a lot of stuff that's definitely changed over a period of time in the medical practice. This is a worthy museum, and it's quite a bit of information and things to see. And bedpans top the list. The picture that just passed by was the actual doctor, and I don't have his name in front of me, but at the same time there is a story she was telling about the doctor's daughter. Before she went to school every day, she would come in and wash all the bedpans because there was 8 rooms upstairs in this place that they could keep a patient overnight. And so I made a comment about, well, that was a good way to start a morning, and that's no joke. She washed all the bedpans before she went to school. So if you think you got it rough at home, just think about that gal. This is the surgical prep room, and they had you notice that's a pressure vessel down there, and those were steaming vessels to help sterilize instruments and things of that nature. And there's scads of them all over. There's everything from look like picks for your teeth all the way down to stuff that could take your bowels out. So if you're there in Foley, I would suggest you go down here and check this thing out, because even though I'm not a medical person or medical, I don't even take medicine if I don't have to, but at the same time, it's one of those things that is quite impressive to see how the technology has changed. And this place here was instrumental in helping people that were ill and had different things they had to be treated for. They have some waiting rooms that you'll see later on up in this upstairs area. But I kept on being in awe at the technology of the day back in the 30s and 40s and 50s. Check that room out in there. Now it is a self-guided tour, and it is a free admission to do this. They do take donations, of course, but it's not supervised. You don't have a person taking you around showing the different things, and you'll happen to notice in this video there's little placards everywhere talking about not to mess with or touch those things that are being displayed. You would think people would just normally gravitate to not doing things in these museums, but the sign is there for a reason. You'll notice that creaking sound. That is actually the floor. I know I used to weigh about 83 pounds more than I do now, and it was a little bit unnerving when you first go up there, because the floor creaks so bad. You think, well, I wonder what the stability of this building is. I wonder how many termites is eating those joists out, and we're about to need medical help, even standing in the hospital. So if you keep hearing that creak, 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 deep cracking sound, that's actually the floor. I thought it was pretty neat to see a centrifuge, and they've come a long way, and little grinders and all kinds of tools. It's really a fascinating place. And if you ever complain about being at the doctor's office and sitting there for so long, that fellow there is still waiting on treatment, just starved completely to death. It appeared to be a petrified baby. I imagine that would keep you pretty warm. Looked like to me it was heavy duty industrial strength heater. Everywhere you look, there's bedpans. I almost got to the point, if it had a flat surface, there was going to be a bedpan on it. Now the lady at the front told us that. She said there's one thing that you'll see plenty of in this place, and that is bedpans. And then I think about the girl before school. How many bedpans did she have to wash every morning before she went to school? Just a thought. In this room here was several electrical stimulators. I guess the predecessors to these little tens units that you can buy, are like some chiropractors have, that make your muscles tighten and relax. They look pretty wicked. I'd hate to be strapped to one. It looked more like they ought to be hooked to a battery instead of to a person. And what you're looking at right in front of you, those two vessels there, were actually used to store radioactive material in. And the print was too small, but that's actually had a small little vial up there, and it could have been something like radium or something else too, but it's filled with surprises. I'm just saying, if you go, you'll just I think you'll enjoy it. This was in the nursery area, and I'm not really sure what that sign means. It says Holmes Babies. I know the doctor's name were Holmes, and the hospital's name is Holmes, and I wonder if that's his kids or just people that he delivered. I'll let that be your call. I happen to notice the gynecological exam table there. That's I think they've improved quite a bit. And if you're wondering why I know, because when I had prostate cancer, I know exactly what that device is. This was in the area where the doctor had his, I guess you'd call it living quarters or lounge, and this is his private bathroom. I like that footed tub. This was actually one of the waiting rooms. I actually said earlier I couldn't remember the doctor's name. I remember it was Holmes, but there's several different Holmes in there, and so just know it's Mr. Holmes, Doctor Mr. Holmes. I'm not good with names, but it usually takes me about 3 times to get somebody's name burned into my brain cells. You'd have to say that was a pretty nice waiting room, all things considering, back in the day. It has some beautiful furniture in there. Now this I was impressed with. It's a dental x-ray machine. You know, today when you go to the dentist, they'll take and put that little shield behind your between your tongue on the inside of your teeth and make you bite down, and of course it cuts your gums and everything else in there. But they have this x-ray machine that swings around you, and this machine here you could see all the capacitor and everything in it that actually made the electrical voltage spike to make the x-ray, and it was part of the dentistry area, but it was an awesome looking machine to me. Now this is something that people today don't even know what it is. We asked our granddaughter, we showed her one of those, and she looked cross-eyed at it. She wasn't even sure what it was. Times have changed. And we're about to wrap up the tour. And let me just say again, thank you for watching, and we hope you all enjoy these videos. I really encourage you, if you're in the Foley area, there's 2 museums that are really worthwhile and worth the time to go in and see. I think you'll be impressed as we were, and so just want to say thank you for watching, and especially those who watched to the end. Like and subscribe, and press some notifications if you want to know each time we post a new video. And this shot here is the way you used to get upstairs to this area. That's been closed off now, so we'll see you next time.